Okay people, I decided to do this video because everybody seems to be having their own, how should I put it, theories regarding the end of the last episode of Smallville, Season 8. Now obviously at the end of the episode we saw the orb that's meant to control Clark. Well, at the end of the episode before that, in Justice, we see the orb talking to Tess, and in last week's episode what we saw was a male body emerge from the orb. Now a lot of people are saying it's General Zod. I firmly believe it's General Zod, purely because of the symbol that appears on the ground when this person appears. Obviously all we get to see is the back of this person standing with the orb in one hand, and the symbol on the back represents the orb on the symbol, but on the ground you see the symbol for Zod in the ground. So it's like, so people are saying it's General Zod, other people are saying that it's the Eradicator. Now for those of you who are not familiar with DC Comics, the Eradicator was, or is, what brought Superman back to life after he was killed by Doomsday. It initially actually took over Superman's, well, it was seen as, he posed himself as Superman, the Eradicator, but he was seen as a violent version of Superman. He wore a set of glasses to protect his eyes from the sun. His hands emitted sort of like, I don't know, some sort of energy blast, as it were, that would kill people when he touches them, as it were, to, if he wanted to kill someone, that was. But what we see towards the end of the comic that is known as The Return of Superman is that he actually brings Superman back to life. He is what enables Superman to become, you know, to return to life, as it were. Someone else might be better to explain this than I have, because I haven't. It's been absolute ages since I've read the Return of Superman. But people are thinking it is the Eradicator. Now I don't know where we're suddenly getting the idea that it could be the Eradicator, because there's not been any mention of the Eradicator at all appearing on Smallville ever at all. As I say, I still think it's General Zod. If you'll remember at the end of Injustice, we see that the orb speaks to Tess, saying that she'll become the new saviour of Kandor. Kandor being the bottled city that is shrunken into a bottle, that is a lost city of Krypton, as it were. Now, I don't know where I'm going with this video, so just bear with me. Obviously everyone has their theories. I just want to know what you lot really think. Do you believe that the person that emerged from the orb, or from the ground even, is in fact General Zod? But as far as I'm concerned, I think it is. Other theories with regards to Clark and Doomsday, people are saying that Clark isn't Clark, that the Clark that we see at the end of Smallville isn't Clark, but the Eradicator posing as Clark. As I said before, the Eradicator did pose as Superman in the comic book. That's a theory as well, but I can't see that one working. Then again, the reason why people assume that it's the Eradicator is because when Clark put Doomsday underground, or at least we so believe that he put Doomsday underground, a lot of people think that Doomsday took Clark with him after Black Canary blew up the factory. If you remember in the episode Doomsday, when Chloe asks Clark, you know, how did he get out, you know, and stuff like that, basically you hear Clark saying, I got out just before Canary hit the button, and I don't remember much after that. So basically, so because after the fact that Black Canary had hit the button, we don't know if Clark had been buried or has been buried with Doomsday. Therefore we cannot really confirm nor deny, or probably more confirm, that the Eradicator is posing as Clark Kent. Yeah, okay, so when he walked away from Chloe at the end there, he suddenly just disappeared, but that's because that's the producers basically saying that's Clark Kent, you know, gone, that Kal-El is now going to embrace his Kryptonian destiny, because now he realizes exactly why he was sent to Earth. Not as a conqueror, and not because his father thinks he's going to be some mass murderer or some crap like that, but because he is a saviour, he's a hero, he's going to do good on Earth in the years to come. So he's basically gone and seen the whole different side of things after what's happened to the likes of Davis, Jimmy, and obviously the fact that he's trapped Doomsday underground. He now realises that because he's put human emotion before everything else, that's what's caused him to make the wrong decisions. Now, there was a review done by three girls, well, three, I say two of them, but they're part of three, known as the Gorgeous Geeks. Check them out, because their review is quite sound, it's quite interesting, and they really go in depth a bit more than I do, where they talk about how Clark, when he becomes Superman, if you've read, like I read the comics and I know how his actions, how he reacts to things, and he never crosses the line. He's always one for saying, no, we don't do that, we do not cross the line. And Clark never wants to kill anyone. And you see that in this episode where he doesn't want to kill Davis, nor does he want to kill Doomsday. He would much rather trap Doomsday somewhere where he cannot hurt anyone. The fact he couldn't trap him in the Phantom Zone says a lot, but burying him underground, as I say, if you read The Death of Superman, it pretty much does coincide with that. So I think what the producers of Smallville are actually trying to do here is work along with the comics. As I say, Doomsday buried underground. We might see the likes of Star Labs or Cadmus reintroduced, because if you've watched episode, well, I say episode 1, but series 1, you'll see where Lex Luthor buys Cadmus Labs under the nose of a certain Harry, some English guy, whose daughter is played by the famous Kelly Brook. We see that Lex buys Cadmus Labs. So that's the first time we ever hear about Cadmus Labs. So we might see it again. We might hear of it. You never know. Maybe a certain Amanda Waller might feature in this in the next series or two of Smallville. So, as I say, theories are being thrown about. All I can say is, I'm still not sure it's the Eradicator. I still think it's Zod. With regards to Lois, it's obvious, it's possible, and probably now confirmed that she has gone to the 31st century. What's going to happen from there? I don't know. What is she going to discover? I don't know. Another one. Obviously, we know that the Jimmy Olsen that we thought was Jimmy isn't Jimmy. Is in fact Henry Olsen. The younger version that we saw was in fact Jimmy. You know, he gets given the camera by Chloe. You never know. You might take up in your brother's footsteps. That is Jimmy Olsen, because if you remember the comics and the film, he is at least 15 years younger than pretty much everybody else. I mean, he's like, what, 18 years old in the comics and in the books? I mean, in the comics and the films. So he is very, very young. So there's a very young looking Jimmy Olsen. So we'll see what happens in the years to come with that one. But I'm going to finish it off there and say, let me know what you all think. But my conclusion is, the person that emerged from the orb is General Zod. Simple as, and I'll leave it there. Thank you all for watching. Okay, bye.